In the annals of ancient history, one name stands out amidst the echoes of forgotten empires: Queen Zenobia of Palmyra. Zenobia, born Julia Aurelia around 240 AD, hailed from the vibrant city of Palmyra, nestled in present-day central Syria. Back then, Syria was under the Roman Empire's umbrella, and Zenobia, thanks to her family lineage, was considered a Roman citizen. Despite the challenges, Zenobia delved into the realms of Greek and Latin literature, while also mastering Egyptian and Aramaic languages with finesse. She even traced her ancestry back to the legendary Queen Dido of Carthage and Cleopatra VII of Egypt. Arab sources, as recounted by Tabari, paint her childhood as one spent tending flocks and commanding from a young age. Zenobia's early experiences sculpted her into a formidable leader. She honed her equestrian skills and earned a reputation for enduring hardships and fatigue, traits that would define her legacy. She marched alongside her soldiers, hunted with prowess, and faced combat fearlessly, unmatched in her thirst for challenges. In 258 AD, Zenobia tied the knot with Lucius Septimius Odenathus, the Roman governor of Syria. Together they bore at least one son, Septimius Vabalithus. Odenathus presided over Palmyra, a bustling hub on the Silk Road connecting east and west, where merchants congregated for trade and rest. This prosperity faced challenges when the Sasanian kings disrupted trade routes around 227 AD, demanding tribute and taxes. In 260 AD, Emperor Valerian faced a staggering defeat against the Sasanian forces, resulting in his capture by the Iranians. Tales recount the humiliation he endured, forced to kiss the hoof of Shapur I's horse or act as a human step for the dismounting king. Odenathus, Valerian's son and successor, either couldn't or didn't intervene, prompting him to rally his forces against the Sasanians. Odenathus's retaliatory strike in 260 AD pushed back the Sasanian threat, liberating Syria and securing victories beyond the Euphrates River. While his actions seemed aligned with Roman interests, his underlying motivations might have been more personal. Previously attempting an alliance with Shapur I, Odenathus found himself at odds with the Sasanians instead. Acknowledging Odenathus's pivotal role, Rome granted him governance over its eastern provinces. His influence soared after thwarting Quietus's attempted coup in 261 AD, cementing his autonomy from Rome. Tragically, Odenathus's life ended abruptly in 266 or 267 AD during a hunting trip, allegedly orchestrated by his nephew's cousin. Speculations swirled, with some attributing the plot to Zenobia, aiming to pave the path for her son, Vabalithus, to ascend the throne. Zenobia assumed regency for her underage son, Vabalithus. Under her rule, Palmyra blossomed into a haven for scholars and philosophers, notably hosting Cassius Longinus. However, tensions brewed as Zenobia's ambitions clashed with Rome's interests. With the Roman Empire embroiled in the crisis of the 3rd century, Zenobia harbored aspirations of her family claiming Rome's throne. Following Odenathus's footsteps, she navigated Palmyra's diplomatic ties, aiming to secure a powerful legacy for her lineage. Through intricate political maneuvering and military exploits, Zenobia and Odenathus reshaped the landscape of their time, leaving an indelible mark on history. In the tumultuous years following Gallienus's assassination in 268 AD, Zenobia navigated shifting tides of power in Rome. With Claudius II's brief reign cut short by illness, the mantle passed to Quintillus in 270 AD. Sensing Rome's distraction, Zenobia seized the opportunity to expand her influence. In 269 AD, Zenobia orchestrated a calculated move, dispatching her general Zabdas and a formidable army to Egypt. Despite this bold action, she sought to frame it as a safeguarding of Roman interests, exploiting a local rebellion led by Timagenes to justify her intervention. Initial successes emboldened Zenobia's ambitions, yet Roman forces swiftly countered, driving the Palmyrene army from Egypt. Undeterred, Zenobia regrouped her forces, striking back fiercely on Syrian soil, where her troops decisively routed the pursuing Romans. Zenobia's victories in Egypt and subsequent diplomatic overtures extended her dominion, incorporating Lebanon and Asia Minor into her burgeoning empire. Rome's internal strife rendered it incapable of mounting effective resistance, enabling Zenobia's territorial expansion. Upon Aurelian's ascension to the Roman throne, Zenobia astutely portrayed herself and her son, Vabalithus, as co-rulers of Egypt, minting coins featuring both Vabalithus and Aurelian's images and erecting inscriptions praising Aurelian showcased Zenobia's diplomatic finesse. However, Zenobia's ambitions surpassed mere diplomacy. She boldly assumed imperial titles traditionally reserved for Roman royalty, further asserting her autonomy from Rome. Independent trade agreements and negotiations with the Sasanians underscored her defiance. By 271 AD, Zenobia's realm stretched from present-day Iraq through Turkey and Syria, encompassing vast swathes of Egypt. Her audacious expansionism reshaped the geopolitical landscape, challenging Rome's authority and establishing Palmyra as a formidable power in its own right. Aurelian stood apart from his predecessors in his vigilance and resolve regarding Zenobia's actions. Rising from humble beginnings as a foot soldier to the pinnacle of power, he possessed not only political acumen, but also seasoned military prowess. After securing victories against the Vandals, Alemanni, and Goths, Aurelian turned his sights towards reclaiming the eastern provinces from Zenobia's grasp. With swift and decisive action, Aurelian mobilized his formidable army, eschewing diplomatic niceties in favor of direct confrontation. As Roman legions marched into Asia Minor, they left a trail of devastation in their wake, quelling any dissent with unwavering resolve. Their advance halted briefly at Tiana, where the revered philosopher Apollonius of Tiana urged Aurelian towards magnanimity in a prophetic dream. Moved by this counsel, Aurelian spared the city, continuing his campaign with renewed purpose. However, subsequent cities faced a stark choice: submit to Aurelian's might or face obliteration. Diplomatic overtures lost their efficacy as surrender became the sole recourse to avoid Roman retribution. As Aurelian's forces approached Palmyra, Zenobia marshaled her own troops, leading to a fateful clash near Antioch in the Battle of Imae. Aurelian employed cunning tactics, feigning retreat before launching a devastating surprise assault on the weary Palmyrene army, securing a decisive victory. The aftermath saw Palmyrene forces scattered, their ranks decimated. Zenobia, accompanied by her loyal commander Zabdas, retreated to Emesa, where she hoped to regroup and defend her stronghold against the relentless advance of the Roman legions. As Aurelian closed in on Emesa, Zenobia focused on rallying her forces for another stand. In a fierce clash near the city, the Romans once again employed cunning tactics, luring the Palmyrene cavalry into a pursuit before turning the tables with a devastating counterattack. The Palmyrene military, caught off guard, suffered a crushing defeat, and Emesa fell into Aurelian's hands, likely yielding its treasury. Despite the loss, Zenobia managed to slip away once more. Retreating to Palmyra, Zenobia hastily fortified the city, preparing for a final stand against Aurelian's relentless advance. As the Roman legions laid siege to Palmyra's walls, Zenobia's hopes for Persian assistance dwindled. With no reinforcements forthcoming, she made a desperate escape with her son, seeking sanctuary in Persia. Aurelian, however, was relentless in his pursuit. His riders tracked Zenobia down as she attempted to cross the Euphrates River, capturing her and bringing her before him in chains. Defiant to the end, Zenobia shifted blame onto her advisors, particularly Cassius Longinus, who faced immediate execution at Aurelian's command. The fate of Zenobia remains shrouded in conflicting historical accounts. Some claim she and her son perished during their journey to Rome, while others suggest she arrived in the city and faced trial, ultimately finding refuge in a luxurious Roman villa where she remarried. Accounts vary further, with some narratives depicting Zenobia paraded through Rome's streets in golden chains during Aurelian's victory procession, while others dispute this, instead suggesting a quieter life for her in Rome, free from public spectacle. Regardless of the specifics, Zenobia's legacy endures as a testament to her courage and resilience. As a woman, she defied two ancient superpowers, leaving an indelible mark on history as one of its most celebrated figures.